After 60, when someone of the opposite sex approaches you, it's often for these 5 reasons. As people move past 60, life begins to slow down in ways both gentle and unsettling. The days are quieter, the house feels larger, into memories. Many people don't talk about this openly, but loneliness in later life is very real. And it's precisely during this stage that something unexpected sometimes happens. A person of the opposite sex suddenly appears, showing concern, offering companionship, calling, often checking in, asking how you're feeling, bringing meals, or simply sitting with you and listening. At first, it feels warm, comforting, even healing. After all, who wouldn't feel touched by attention at a time when the world seems to move on without you? But as comforting as it may seem, it's important to pause and ask a quiet question. Why now? Because after 60, when someone of the opposite sex approaches you, it is rarely without a reason. And those reasons are not always what they appear to be. Message meant to scare anyone away from connection. Kindness still exists. Love still exists. Companionship in later life can be deeply meaningful, but wisdom becomes more important than ever at this age. Protecting your peace, your dignity, and your independence matters more than chasing excitement or filling silence at any cost. Many older adults today live alone. Some lost their spouse years ago, some went through divorce. Others have children who live far away, busy with their own lives. Structure of work, and with it, much of the social interaction that once gave meaning to the day. Over time, emotional hunger quietly grows, and emotional hunger can make people overlook warning signs they would have seen clearly when they were younger. Shows up at this moment, offering attention and warmth. It can feel like an answer to a prayer, but not every hand extended is meant to help. Some are meant to take the first and most innocent reason someone may approach you after 60 is genuine companionship. This does exist, and it deserves to be acknowledged honestly. Many people reach later life realizing that material success means very little without someone to share it with. They want conversation over dinner, a familiar presence in the home, someone to walk with in the home, morning, or sit beside in the evening. This desire is human, natural, and healthy. At this stage of life, companionship often looks different than it did at 20 or 30. It's quieter, slower, and more practical. It's about emotional support rather than passion, mutual care rather than ambition. When two people meet with this intention, the connection tends to grow naturally. There is no rush, no pressure, no insistence on quick commitments. Each person respects the other's past, family, and boundaries. Genuine companionship does not demand proof of loyalty. It does not require financial sacrifice. It does not isolate you from your children or longtime friends. Instead, it blends into your life peacefully. If someone truly wants to share life with you, they will care about your well-being more than your care possessions. They will be patient with your pace and comfortable with transparency. However, this genuine reason is often confused with others that are far less innocent. Another common reason someone approaches older adults is not companionship itself, but access through shared interests. On the surface, this seems harmless. After retirement, many people finally have time for hobbies. They once postponed dancing classes, fitness groups, painting, photography, Travel clubs, religious gatherings, or volunteer work become new social spaces. It's perfectly normal to meet people through these activities. The danger arises when shared interests become tools rather than connections. Some individuals intentionally enter these spaces to build trust quickly. They mirror preferences. They praise your taste. They talk about how rare it is to meet someone so similar. Slowly, a sense of closeness forms. You feel understood, chosen. Once trust is established, the requests begin subtly, a suggestion to invest together. An opportunity sounds low risk. A request for help with cash flow framed as temporary. A business idea that only needs a small contribution to get started. Sometimes it's not even money at first, but favors, introductions, or use of your name or credibility, because the bond was built around shared interests. It feels safe. You tell yourself this is a friend, someone like you, but real friends do not test your boundaries financially. They don't place you in uncomfortable positions. They don't slowly move the relationship from enjoyment to obligation. Many older adults who fall into this situation don't realize what's happening until they feel trapped. They hesitate to say no because they don't want to lose the relationship. They worry about appearing distrustful by the time doubt sets in. The emotional investment is already deep. This kind of approach is particularly dangerous because it doesn't feel like manipulation. It feels like connection. A third reason, and one of the most painful to accept, is financial motivation. This reason often hides behind affection, care, and promises of loyalty. Some people approach older adults simply because they see stability, a pension, a paid-off home, savings built over decades, insurance, even modest financial security can look like opportunity to someone struggling or looking for an easy path. Many seniors underestimate their attractiveness as targets. They assume they don't have enough to interest anyone, but what feels modest to you may represent years of security to someone else in later life. Finances are not about wealth, predictability, and predictability is valuable in these situations. Emotional closeness is often accelerated. The person may express affection quickly, use language of commitment early, or create a sense of emotional dependence. They may refer to shared futures, or position themselves as essential to your happiness. Once emotional trust is established, financial access becomes easier. Sometimes the request is direct. Other times it comes through emergencies, health issues, or sudden crises that require immediate help. Story may be convincing, the emotion feels real, and because you care, you give. What hurts most in these cases is not always the financial loss, it's the betrayal, the realization that the connection you believed in was built on calculation, that the care you trusted, conditional. Older adults are especially vulnerable here because emotional wounds heal slower, and trust, once broken, is harder to restore. Loneliness amplifies pain. Being used during a time when you hoped for comfort can leave deep scars. There is also a more subtle layer to financial motivation that many overlook. Some people are not after a single payout. They are after long-term access. They position themselves as partners, caregivers, or companions, slowly integrating into your life. Decisions, spending, and even legal matters. By the time concerns arise, disentangling becomes emotionally and practically difficult. Another reason someone of the opposite sex may approach you after 60 is the desire to step into the role of helper or caretaker. Not always out of pure kindness, but sometimes as a pathway to long-staff advantage. At this stage of life, health concerns become more common. Mobility may decrease. Daily tasks take more effort. A person who offers assistance can feel like a blessing. They may help with groceries, cleaning, cooking, transportation, or simply being present. In the beginning, their actions appear generous and selfless. You feel grateful, relieved. Over time, however, the balance can quietly shift. Help turns into involvement turns into influence. Some individuals use caregiving as a reason to become deeply embedded in your daily life. They may begin making decisions on your behalf, managing schedules, or handling finances for convenience. Slowly, they may position themselves as indispensable. You begin to feel that without them, life would be difficult or even impossible. In certain cases, this leads to isolation. They may subtly discourage visits from family, frame your children as uncaring, or suggest that others don't truly understand your needs. Becomes smaller, centered around this one person, and while it feels like protection, it can actually be control. True care does not require ownership. Genuine help does not demand exclusivity. Someone who truly wants to support you, respects transparency, family involvement, and does not seek authority over your choices. Care that comes with pressure, secrecy, or entitlement should always be examined carefully. There is another reason, quieter still and often overlooked: emotional dependence rather than material gain. They want to be needed, not in a healthy, mutual way, but in a way that gives them power. They offer constant attention. They listen intently. They show up again and again. At first, it feels comforting, especially if you've gone long periods without deep conversation. You begin to rely on them emotionally. They become the person you talk to about your fears, your memories, your regrets. Slowly, they become central to your emotional world. Over time, they may reinforce the idea that no one else truly understands you, that others are too busy, too distant, or too insensitive. They position themselves as the only safe place. This kind of emotional narrowing can happen so gradually that you don't notice it forming. Influence follows naturally. Decisions become harder to make without their approval. Boundaries blur. Even when something feels uncomfortable, you may hesitate to speak up, afraid of losing the connection. This dynamic doesn't always lead to financial exploitation, but it often leads to loss of autonomy. You may find yourself changing routines, priorities, or values to maintain harmony. And while it may feel like love, healthy love expands your world, it does not shrink it, becoming suspicious of everyone. It means learning to observe patterns over time. Real intentions reveal themselves not through words, but through consistency. Someone sincere will respect your independence. They will not rush you, they will not pressure you into decisions that benefit them more than you. This is why time is your greatest ally. Loneliness urges speed, but wisdom asks for patience. There is no need to hurry connection in later life. Those who are genuine will remain without urgency. Those with hidden motives often push for closeness. quickly as you navigate relationships after 60. There are a few guiding principles that can protect both your heart and your future. It is better to be selective than to be surrounded. Silence is preferable to anxiety, and peace is worth more than excitement that comes with strings attached. Pay attention to actions rather than promises. Notice how someone treats others, not just you. Observe how they respond when you say no. A respectful response reveals far more than affectionate words ever could involve. Trusted people in your life. When decisions feel uncertain, children, siblings, close friends, or long-time advisors can often see things more clearly from the outside. Seeking perspective is not a weakness, it is a form of self. Andres Fichte. Most importantly, remember that aging does not diminish your value. It changes your priorities. You deserve relationships that bring calm, warmth, and stability. You deserve to feel safe, not indebted, appreciated, not managed. Love in later life can be beautiful. It can be gentle, supportive, deeply meaningful. But it should never cost you your dignity or independence. You are not obligated to fill every quiet moment. A peaceful evening, a familiar routine, and a sense of inner security can be just as fulfilling as companionship after 60. Don't ask only what they say they want. Ask what their presence brings into your life. If it brings clarity, comfort, and respect, it may be worth welcoming. If it brings pressure, confusion, or unease, it deserves caution. Growing older is not about closing your heart. It is about opening your eyes. Choosing wisely allows you to enjoy connection without fear and solitude without loneliness. And when you live without balance, even a quiet life can feel full.